Ladies and gentlemen, innovators, entrepreneurs, and tech enthusiasts, welcome back to another exciting episode of INNOVISION, your go to podcast for exploring innovation, leadership, and business excellence. I am your host, Iti Udeshi, and today we're diving into an essential aspect of modern business cybersecurity, compliance, and risk management in the ever evolving digital landscape. On this episode of our third season, we are absolutely thrilled to have with us Mr. Kunal Panchamia. Thank you for being here, Mr. Panchamia. He is the founder and CEO of eProtect 360 Solutions Private Limited, a global compliance services provider which offers services across five broad spectrums, that is, information security management, assessment, auditing, consulting, cybersecurity, and training in Asia, Middle East, Australia and New Zealand, South Africa, and the US. With over 17 years of experience across the APAC region, including Dubai, China, and India, Mr. Kunal has played a pivotal role in delivering business value and optimal security solutions in high growth environments. His expertise spans across various industry verticals, including government undertakings, banking, finance, IT, pharmaceuticals, aviation, manufacturing, and telecom. A certified CISA, CEH, Six Sigma champion, and lead auditor for multiple ISO standards, Mr. Kunal is renowned for his innovative and dynamic approach to cybersecurity and compliance. Today, we aim to gain valuable insight from his remarkable journey, the challenges he has faced in the cybersecurity and compliance industry, and his leadership philosophy in safeguarding business from ever-evolving threats. So without further ado, let's begin this episode with Mr. Kunal Panchamia. Mr. Kunal, we're extremely grateful to have you here and thank you so much for joining us once again.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting us. It's our pleasure. And just to inform you, I don't know whether you are aware or not. So I'm also ex-Medibai, so it's a privilege to be a part in the same community and same thing and contributing. So I can remember those old days around 22 years back when I was here in the same premises and the location. So really appreciate for calling me here.
Thank you, sir. Getting started with the questions. Every journey starts somewhere, and for many of us, family plays a very big role in shaping our paths. So, how does your family support and influence your personal journey?
Yeah, I'm really grateful to God and my family who has supported me from my entrepreneur journey or even when I was working with the various banks in India and abroad. So at that time also I was not in India and my family was managing everything without me. I'm the the single child, and then right now in my entrepreneur journey also I travel 20 days a month. So they support me for everything, and they said ki you achieve your dream what you have and we'll be there to support you. So I'm really lucky on that side.
That's good. So, what habits or routines help you stay productive and focused?
So the only thing is from day one I want to do it something different which other people doesn't do, and that's what keep motivating me to even start my entrepreneur journey. Or even in the entrepreneur there are a lot of entrepreneur, but I just want to see that what different I can do. So to be very honest, in our field, keep a daily routine it's very difficult because sometimes we have to catch a flight at 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes we land at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it is very difficult to do that part. The only thing is what motivates us is I try to make sure that I balance my life. I spend time with families, I spend for myself, and I give more time for my business. So that's how it is making me the balanced life.
Okay. And how do you maintain a work-life balance while managing so many responsibilities?
Yeah, it's a very challenging part, but if you have the interest and you know how to manage it, because in the business that's the main part, that how you manage this part, because everyone is having only 24 hours a day. So it's up to you how you are managing the things. So I give the priority and what is the right now it is required for me to contribute. And a lot of things I understand that you cannot do everything on your own. So you need a team, you require a family support, you require everything. So I try to divide those parts and make sure that wherever I have to contribute, which is more priority for me, that I contribute.
And if you weren't in cybersecurity, what career path would you have chosen?
Very difficult question, but I would be in some innovation business only. That was for sure. So, and that was one of the reason, because when I was working in a bank, I was handling a different profile, and my colleague who was sitting next to me was handling this profile. So while sitting with him and understanding him, I thought this is something which I have to look into it, and then I slowly learn everything and I jump into this. So something innovative, definitely, that will be my second option.
So you always had an entrepreneurial mind.
Yeah, that is from day one.
Always interesting to see how our early experiences shape who we become. So, what inspired you to start eProtect 360 Solutions and Vision ISO?
Yeah. So as I told you, I was working with various banks in India and abroad, where I was managing the risk assessment and the GRC profile over there. And then when I started working, then I understood there are a lot of gaps, and there are so many companies who are unable to manage their compliance and everything, and they require this kind of a support. So to giving back to the community and working it to make sure that they can focus on their core business, and company like us who can support them to protect their environment, that was my main intention to start the things, and that's how I started my journey as a Vision also was my first company as a entrepreneur, where I was a proprietor, and then we migrated that to the private limited to eProtect. So it's both our same entity. It's just got migrated from proprietorship to private limited.
Okay. And you have worked in multiple countries, Dubai, China, and India. So, how did these experiences shape your leadership style?
Definitely that working with different culture, and particularly in UAE, where you can see almost 100 plus countries people are staying there, where you meet your colleague is from all different countries and everything. So when you interact with them, you learn about the country, you learn about the culture, you learn about what kind of business risks they have and all other things. That give me a lot of experience, that give me a lot of knowledge, as well as that give me the way that how we can support in each country and working with them closely. So when I'm going for a business trip or for any kind of a assessment or consulting work, that tuning has already been there, because I'm aware about their country, I'm aware about the business. So that actually helped me out a lot in my international experience.
Okay. And what is one moment in your career that changed your perspective on business?
There are a lot of things, and I think each and every day you get something new kind of a thing. But when I see, as I've told you, that from day one, when I was in a very young age or even at a childhood age, I was just thinking that I want to do something different. So when I was seeing that everyone is going in the one direction, so I want to do it something different. What different I can do? And that's what the spark comes, and it took me to this particular level.
What are three qualities that you believe every entrepreneur must develop to succeed?
First, you need to be hardworking. Without that, there is no success. Even if you have a bigger team, if you have thousands of people working for you, but still you have to spend the time. Second is never stop improving on learning side. So that is the second part, where any entrepreneur. So even today, particularly in our business, where everything is every day something is new is coming. So we have to learn. And third is try to build a good team. As a successful entrepreneur, that is the key. What I can say.
Nice. And if you could go back to the start of your career, what is one thing that you would do differently?
A lot of things I have, because business is every day you learn and every day you experience. So there is no wrong way or a right way to do it. You do it and you learn it. But only thing what I can say, if I want to start, from day one, I'll be. I've 80% of time I have done my delivery on my business, where I haven't focused on business growth and everything. So if I get a chance again, I'll make sure that I'll reduce my delivery time and I'll focus on the growth part that I can do.
Many people they struggle with time management. How do you structure your day so that you maximize your productivity?
Yeah, so there are a lot of supports and a lot of other things are there which is actually help me out to do that. One of the things that from childhood we follow Reverend Pandurang Sastri Adave's Swadhyay Parivar, where time management is a crucial thing which we have learned from our childhood. So basic thing is I understand that what is the priority I have to do it today, and I plan my reverse calendar. So what I have to do it in the last activity, and then I'll do the reverse planning and I'll start my first activity, and I'll make sure that at that particular time those activity get completed. Until now, I got success. So I'm really thankful to Reverend Pandurang Sastri Adale for teaching me all these things, and still it is helping me in my business.
I think this is very helpful for
Yeah.
students,
Yes,
especially.
definitely.
So let's get into cybersecurity and career insights.
Yes.
So cybersecurity is constantly evolving. What major shifts have you seen in the last decade?
A lot of changes every day, and it's like a sky, so what I can see, a couple of years back, cybersecurity was focused by bank or insurance at some extent. The other industry was not focusing on that. Even the defense and government industry also, like they on that domain also, there was not that much serious. But now, if we see the couple of years back or a couple of decades back, the manufacturing or the design was the key part, and now in today's era the information is the key part. So even design is available, everything is available on the Google and YouTube, you can download everything, but informations and protect those information is a challenge, and each business has to protect, that is the key part. So I can see in last couple of years each domain irrespective of that, and if you see in my profile also, we have customers from across all the domain.
Yeah.
So we support to aviation also, we support to defense also, we support to banks also. So now everyone understood the importance on the data security and the privacy part, and for that the risk is high on the cyber side, so that's how you require to protect your environment, and that's a major change. And now I think this is the right time where everyone is looking on it, and there is a lot of opportunity for people like us to work on that and make a career in that.
Right. And how do you balance security and user convenience in banking and financial sectors?
Exactly. So always business comes first, and this part is supporting the business. So when we go for any assessment or any kind of a consulting work, what we have to understand is that if to run this business, what are the risks we have, and to protect that, we are providing that services. But simultaneously, it should not overcome the actual business operations or a user friendly point of view. So we make sure that it goes hands on hands, but protecting that part is very important. So the first thing comes to the user awareness, that why we are doing it. See, we are protecting you just to protect your business, and if we can protect, you can focus on your business. Otherwise your maximum time goes into the firefighting, which we don't want. So we go with that role, and that help us to having a balanced approach versus user awareness or user friendliness versus the cybersecurity part.
How do you see the role of cybersecurity evolving in the next 5 to 10 years, and what should young professionals focus on?
As I've told you, it's a sky, and a lot of opportunities are there, and there are so many domains and subdomains are there in the cybersecurity. So the one thing what I can say to any young generation who wants to make their career into cybersecurity, learn any one things where you are best, because cybersecurity you cannot, even after 20 years of experience, I cannot say I'm master of all. I know that okay, I have one this particular thing where people knows me for that. So I just request everyone that whatever is your interest in cybersecurity for one part, there are a lot of things you can do. Just develop that part. Rest of the thing can support you, and then slowly you can learn. But rather than going into multiple features and multiple domain and subdomain, it's better to have it one. Focus on that. Be your master on that. Rest everything falls in place.
Mastering one skill is better than being a master.
Exactly.
6 part 2.
Why is ISO certification crucial for businesses today, and how does it impact their growth?
Yeah, so it's a very long story, but I'll just make it very short. This has been started during the Second World War, where country like UK, they was ruling the entire world, and they was unable to succeed in the war. So they was unable to find out what is the reason behind it. And then in today's world, what we use the terminology root cause analysis. That time those terminology was not there, but they have tried to done, and they find out there is an issue in their assembling part where the weapons got creating. And then there was no quality check into that. And then they started working as the first quality standard they have introduced, which is a British standard, and that's how the journey of ISO has been started, which got evolved to now, and now more than 40,000 plus standard has been developed. So the best part for any organizations to go for ISO certification is, first, they can streamline the entire process. People are aware what exactly they need to be done. Plus, right now, most of the countries or most of the domains, what they work is like they work in one direction, and then documentation and policy goes into another direction, and that's where the challenge comes. So I also help the organizations to streamline everything in a one place where everyone is aware whatever you document, that only you do, or whatever you do, that only you document. And to demonstrate the compliance, that is where the challenge comes. So we also, as a student, like before the exam, we start preparing ourselves. But I also make you sure that throughout the year, whenever you have a phase audit, everything is available with you because you are following the process. So that gives the organizations to streamline the things in a proper way for a multi-level organizations or a multi-country organization to keep it in a streamlined process. So that's the main benefit I can say in a short.
Okay. What is a common security vulnerability that businesses often overlook?
I can say the first and upmost thing is the user is not aware. That's the main part where anyone can get an entry. And second thing is that system what they are using it, they don't give that much importance to that systems. And any ethical hacker or any hacker, they find out the gaps to enter into that systems. So those are till now in my experience, I haven't find out any big vulnerabilities. All the small vulnerabilities start with your own systems. So if you protect your systems, your environment is safe. If you are not focusing on your system, hackers get a chance to enter into it.
So, how do you manage two companies while staying ahead in such a technical and fast changing field?
So I think you have asked me what are the three qualities. So one thing what I have told you is you require a really good team. So with me, I work with in a such a way that I have a good team members. I'm lucky in that side, and I give them the task what they have to perform throughout the year, and then I don't interfere. I leave it up to them how they want to manage it. What I need is the result, but yes, simultaneously I am always there to support wherever it is required. That's why one of the things which I told that if I get a chance to go back on a day one, so till now I'm delivering the things which is occupying my most of the time. So balancing both the companies and traveling 20 days in a month across the 40 plus countries in a year, that is only possible because I have those good team and they are managing the everything on behalf of me.
Okay. What is one cybersecurity trend that excites you the most right now?
Zero day attic, because that is where everyone is facing a problem. And there a lot of people claim that we have a solutions and all other thing, but till now no one has able to crack that part. So we are working on that something which we can contribute to the society.
Okay. And what skills do you think are absolutely non-negotiable for someone who's entering the compliance industry or the cybersecurity industry?
Analytics and the risk assessment. These are the two skills which you cannot compromise, or without that you cannot enter into this field. So these two things you require: analytical thinking and identification of the risk. Where is the gap? That's what you have to find out. So what is the risk and where is the gap? If you do that, then you can become a king.
So, have you faced a major business failure or a setback? And if you have, then how did you bounce back from it?
For entrepreneur, this is every day. Whatever you plan, it doesn't go in that direction, right? So in our business, the turnaround time to onboarding the customer, it takes approximately 6 months to 9 months. So that much efforts you put to onboard one customer, and after putting the 9 months efforts, we come to know that customer has moved to some another solutions and other service provider. So every day that happens, but that's a part of the business, because that give us the a journey which learn us to maintain a relations even if you don't get a profit or you don't get any business on that. And I have seen in my personal experience that those customer where we have given those kind of a selfless service to them, they have come back. So I haven't seen that I have lose any one customer who was there with us and we have lost. But yeah, from a setback per se, I can see that definitely the commercial per se or the profitable per se, there are a lot of business which we have lost just because of those time management and other related stuff, which some other players was better in that and they have won the business. So
I think highs and lows are inevitable when it comes
every
to
business, yeah, exactly.
Can you share a tough decision that you had to make as a leader and how you handled it?
So the only thing is, as an entrepreneur, you have to take the risk. And hard decision is that time no one is there with you. Sometimes people will not support you, even your family members, your colleague, your next core team member, whom you totally relying on them, and they said no, this is a wrong decision. And one thing you realize from inside that no, I want to do that. So that is what So I can say that when I started the business, I was working in a bank, and all of a sudden I resigned and I said I want to start my business. And then everyone said, "Oh, what? Are you serious? Are you going to change the job and everything?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do that." So in a business, every day there is a challenge. You have to take a decision, but all this decision, if you are there, you don't have to regret for that. You have to put your 100% efforts on that. It gives the result today or tomorrow, but definitely you will get the result. But taking that risk, that is what any entrepreneur has to do.
What's a mistake that you made in your career which turned into a valuable lesson?
I said that I'm not regretting about any of my decision, but only thing what I can say is that I'm more emotional and I keep trust on the people, and then people doesn't value that trust. That is what I have learned in my this span of career. And whomever you have trust, they have teach you in a business or in a the entrepreneur journey per se. So that is what one I can say. But again, I'm not regretting on that part, because what I have to do and what my family or my spiritual guru has told me, that I'm doing it. So I'm not regretting on that side. If that person is not reverting back, it's up to him.
Such is life.
Yeah.
What's the most unexpected cyber threat or fraud case that you've encountered?
So when I was working with one of the bank, and that time the major fraud has been happened, and that time it was a new trend basically, which we have able to crack within a 90 days of time, and we have recovered the entire amount or more than that amount. So that was the, I can say, very successful story in my career, which I have done it in my individual capacity. And that time rising what the legal authorities and police and all of that was very challenged. I was talking about somewhere 2007, 2008. That time, even though all these things was not there,
Yeah.
so that time to doing it and within 90 days to recover, that was a really good things which we have done it.
How do you personally handle stress and decision making under pressure?
First part is, as I've told you, that I'm connected with my spiritual things on sorry Varivar, so that give me the lot of strength and balancing my mind and everything. Taking a decision, only thing I have kept as my principle, that you decide and you take your time to take a decision. But once you have taken decision, don't regret or don't come back. Then you do it, sooner or later you will get the result, and this is what I have learned. So I haven't faced any situation that I was in stress and I have to take a decision and I'm unable to take a decision, because I'm very much clear what I'm doing it. So it is not actually stopping me to take any decision or something. So recently also I have done two three big decision, which going in the right direction.
So now let's switch things up with a quick and fun rapid fire round. So, what is one cybersecurity myth that people should stop believing?
We are safe.
If you could legally hack into any system for a day, which one would you choose?
Some enemies countries PMO system.
What's the strangest or most creative hacking attempt you've seen?
Hacking a PI data, which is not ethically right, but that is what more interesting part.
If your work life was a movie, what would the title be?
Roller coaster ride.
What's one skill outside of cybersecurity that has helped you in business?
Communication skill.
What's a fun fact about you that most people wouldn't know?
I'm very open, but people doesn't know that I'm a good listener. Where people always say that you don't listen, but I'm a good listener.
What's one skill outside cybersecurity that has helped you in business?
Leadership things, which actually helping me out.
If you could have dinner with any tech or business leader, past or present, who would it be?
So Ratan Tata.
What's one book or resource that completely changed your perspective on business?
Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
So we've talked about your journey and some fun cybersecurity takes. So let's shift gears a bit. For small businesses with limited budgets, what's the most cost-effective way to improve security?
The best part is, whatever you have, try to understand it is secure and there is no gap into that. So it's not you require a big budget and all the other thing. Only thing, whatever you have, if you are protecting and if you are monitoring it continuously, I don't think so there'll be a challenge where you cannot protect your business.
What's one mistake that companies make in compliance which could be easily avoided?
Considering it's a check mark kind of a thing, not as a part of the actual business. That's a mistake.
So failure is a big part of growth. So can you share one time you failed and how you dealt with it and how you learned, what you learned from it?
Yeah, so as I've told you, every day you get a success and every day you get a fail.
Yeah.
So as I initially, there are a lot of bounds and a lot of financial losses and everything which you have to, or you have to do the investment. I can say in a right way, which has been recovered on the later side. But initially, yes, those losses which has occurred to be in a big way.
What is one piece of advice that you'd give to young professionals entering this field?
Just do the hard work. That's the only key.
What is a mistake that you see young professionals repeatedly making, and how should they avoid it?
Uh, what I have seen recently with interacting with those people, because we are also interviewing a couple of young people, and uh, they are not much focused on the career path or from a future per se. They have those attitude that dekha jayega and all kind of a thing, which I'm really, seriously, I'm not that much positive on that side, because I don't know in a future how many jobs is going to be there because of the automations, because of the AI. So there is no much demand is required on the human intervention. And if that attitude from starting of your career, if we have, then it's really difficult. So you have to be on the top, at least on the initial layer, year of your career.
If you had to give one golden rule for cybersecurity, what would that be?
Protect yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. As we wrap up this insightful discussion with Mr. Kunal Panchamia, I hope you all have gained valuable insights into the ever evolving landscape of cybersecurity, compliance, and risk management. His extensive expertise and strategic approach to safeguarding businesses serves as a guiding light for professionals navigating the complexities of the digital world. A huge thank you to Mr. Panchamia for sharing his knowledge, experiences, and practical insights with us today. It has been an absolute pleasure hosting this episode, and I hope our audience found it just as enlightening.